Hi, I'm DJ MVK. Apologies to Amoeba Records, but this is what's in my bag. And today what's in my bag is from Biscuits and Vinyl in Talent, Oregon. We had quite a little day shopping at Biscuits and Vinyl today. I'm going to give you a run through what I got today. Let's start. First thing I've got here is Marianne Faithfull, the best of. Marianne just passed away a couple months ago, and I've been collecting her records, but the one thing I hadn't found yet was a record with her version of As Tears Go By. Finally found it in the cheap bin at Biscuits and Vinyl. Next we have, they had a pile of free records outside. Didn't even have to pay for this, but maybe it wasn't worth anything. But I got Rod Stewart, Body Wishes. Rod in his disco 70s finest. And don't miss this picture of Rod looking sexy on the beach. We'll see if the music matches up with the looks. All right, next up we got Mark Almond, The Stars We Are. I got to see Soft Cell live just 2 weeks ago out at Clark County. That was, of course, the band Soft Cell with Mark Almond and Ball. And this was Mark's first big solo album. It's got songs Bittersweet and Tears Run Rings and Something's Gotten Hold of My Heart. All those are big UK hits. They're all songs I love. I can't wait to hear this. I loved this album so much back when I got it in 1990. I'm excited to get it on vinyl. All right, next up. This was a special find. I didn't even know this existed. It's Primus and the Chocolate Factory, and the Primus and the Chocolate Factory with the Fungi Ensemble. Never heard of this before, but apparently it's Primus doing the soundtrack to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they redid it in the Primus style in the early 20s. So the Candyman can, DJ MVK is the Candyman, and we'll hear this later on. Never heard of it. This is a nice find right here. This is really special. I've never even heard of such a thing that existed. Songs of the Warm Springs Indian Reservation. The Warm Springs Indian Reservation is the big reservation in Central Oregon, just on the other side of Mount Hood. You drive through it on the way to Bend. It's where many of the tribes from all over Oregon, indeed the West, got relocated to. And this has, I'm really excited to hear some of the native music of Oregon, including the Peace Pipe song, Smoke Song, which sounds really exciting. There's also the Bunny Hop song, the Cougar Dance. Yeah, I think we're gonna have the Peace Pipe song, and then we're gonna have a Cougar Dance, and then we're gonna have a fast shuffle dance and a laughing song from the Warm Springs Indian Reservation. Super exciting, very cool. That's some Oregon for you. All right, I didn't get just vinyl. Sometimes some things just are not available on vinyl yet. And they had a little stack of CDs, and I got this right here. I got Robin. Robin is here. Everybody knows Robin, the fabulous disco queen Robin. This was, I think, her first album. It's got Show Me Love on it. So I'm really excited to hear this. Hear young Robin. It's got Robin is Here because the album is Robin is Here. So Robin. It's very exciting. All right, next up. We've been listening to a lot of radio on this trip, and over the last couple of weeks, we'll hear songs on the radio. I don't know who they're by. I'll be like, hey, honey, can you Shazam it? And it'll be like, Tune Yards. And I'm like, what? I've never heard of them. And on the way down here, we heard a song called How Big is the Rainbow? How big is a rainbow? I say it's the size of a horizon. Anyways, we go to Biscuits and Vinyl, and they have the brand new Tune Yards album with that song, How Big is the Rainbow, on it. So a little treat from this trip. I think they're a married couple, or they're a couple anyways, two people. So this is going to be really fun, and they're on 4AD. We always know 4AD music is great. So Tune Yards, Better Dreaming. All right, we got a couple more. Oh, this is the one that I gasped when I saw that they had it. Red Hot and Blue. I had this on cassette when it came out in 1990. This was the first of the Red Hot tribute albums. They still make them all the time. The Red Hot albums are a series of albums where they're raising money for AIDS research. And Red Hot and Blue was an album that they did with a bunch of indie artists covering songs by Cole Porter. The most famous song on this album is U2's cover of Night and Day, which is wonderful. And if that song, that came out, this is after the Joshua Tree, after Rattle and Hum, but before Achtung Baby. And U2 Night and Day, this was the first hint that U2 was going to change their sound from that Americana sound into something bigger and grander. And I love that song, and I listen to it so much. But the biggest thing for me with this album, there's a cover on this album. It's the Thompson Twins doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And in college, my sophomore year, the DG sorority put on a contest. I don't remember what it was for, but it was some sort of like a beauty pageant thing. And I entered it. And my song number was a version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire set to this song, but it was Who Wants to Be Seaweed. And I had tied 10-foot long palm fronds to each of my arms, and I painted my body green, and I danced around singing, Who wants to be seaweed? I do. And I won. I was the sexiest man in the DG contest because of something I did based on a song off of this album. So I finally found this on vinyl. I'm so excited. There's also Sinead, Fine Young Cannibals, Lisa Stansfield, David Byrne, Christy McCall, Debbie Harry, and Iggy Pop. This is just an awesome collection. All right, and finally, the grand prize winner. So I've been going to shows and seeing, I went to Jack White last week, and Jack White was great. But I just keep thinking as I see these shows with rock, first of all, there's not enough rock these days, and all the rock is so serious. It's everybody being like, ugh, and they're so self-righteous. And I think kids just need to have fun, and they need to throw on some spandex and put on some hairspray, maybe even get some nail polish. And then maybe they need to go down to the club singing, girls, girls, girls. And maybe they need to do some smoking in the boys' room. Cigarettes are coming back. So I got Motley Crue's greatest hits. Really excited. I've never spent any money for a Motley Crue record in the past. But this has everything. It's got Home Sweet Home. It's got Girls, 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 Dr. Feelgood. It's got Shout at the Devil, of course, has Smoking in the Boys' Room. Well, Shout at the Devil, of course, is an Ozzy song, but Motley Crue covered it because Motley Crue were the greatest posers ever. And that's what we need now, are a whole bunch of posers. We need Tommy Lee, and we need Nikki Sixx, and we need Vince Neil, and we need the kids to just go crazy. And I'm going to play them some Motley Crue and see if that can work for them. So I had a great time shopping in talent today at Biscuits and Vinyl, and that's what's in my bag.